Okay, looks like we're having a slight technical issue at the moment, but let's just wait. Okay, we're back. Okay, so before the market opens today, we are going to review the stocks in Dow Jones or Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. And we know that there are around 30 companies listed here. So before I go live at around 9:30 in the evening to talk about the Philippine stocks, let's go ahead and jump right ahead and discuss each one of these, and let's see if our previous insights were actually correct. Okay, so let us start with 3M. 3M over here, sorry. Okay, so looks like 3M has created a doji from yesterday's market outcome here. So what we see at the moment, remove. So that was actually the line we plotted from the previous session. If you have watched that, I will not erase. I did not actually erase any markings I've created from the previous video so that we can see if indeed we were correct in our insights. AXP. For AXP, we're just sitting at the support area for AXP, and because this is green, maybe another green candlestick would be a perfect value that the next possible movement is to the upside. But so far, this has respected the line that we have created here, and good job. I feel that it will just continue to move up. Hopefully in this day's market, we are going to see that kind of movement as well. The next one would be Apple. Apple, let's see how we plotted our lines and our indicators from the previous episode. Okay, so while we wait for our indicators to come out, there you have it. For Apple, I see this area as the next possible resistance. You're very near that level, but looks like we have created as well a brand new support in this area. So this could be a brand new support to consider, as this used to be a resistance here, and then for the past 3 days, including yesterday's performance, we have managed to bounce at the 286 level. Okay, see that? Okay, so disregard this because I think this will no longer be applicable because of the good performance from yesterday's candlestick. So I feel that it will continue to move up, but the nearest resistance that we have at the moment is around 303.60 level. Next would be BA. Boeing. So there was, okay, year to date is already a 59% decline. Badly beaten stock as well. However, you are just sitting at the support area for this stock. Look at that. So we were kind of worried yesterday, or when was that video? We were a bit worried because we were moving up towards a downward direction when the May 1st candlestick ended in red, and it might trigger some more movements downwards here. But in yesterday's performance, good thing it managed to bounce in this level, so I feel that there is a big chance that we will continue to move up, and I will not remove this. I will not remove this because just in case our negated, at least you know where to look at next. Okay, so the next possible support is this range. For those people who are not so familiar with the indicator I am using, this is a Bollinger Band. I used a default setting here wherein the center line is actually an MA20. And the next one is Caterpillar. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this is not a good sign. This is the support that we have. This is the support that we have plotted here. So there's a it just actually followed our analysis, and here previously we said that it will potentially go down. So I feel that it will still go down. In fact, it can go down. It can go down some more, and let's watch and see if there will be a possible bounce at the 103.8 level, because we've noticed this as our previous resistance. So let us see if it will continue to challenge that. If not, if that gets broken again, then of course this area will be the next support. The next is CVX. CVX. It's taking a little while. Okay. Wow. What about Cisco, CSCO? What? Okay, so finally it opened. All right, so this one is a good bounce for CVX at the MA20 area. So good job there. And yep, that is actually a support level that we can use. Okay, so normally when we are moving above the MA20 line, so notice this one, it actually respected the MA20 here. So went up, bounced at the MA20 area, and then bounce again. So I feel that this is already the start of a bounce for CVX. Okay, just be extra careful because we're still at the the market overall is still bearish. Where could it possibly reach? The nearest resistance that I see at the moment, of course, is around this level, 96.96 or 90, yeah, around that. Okay, so be extra careful. That could be your next resistance. Use 85.61 as your support. 97.70 would be your resistance. The next one would be Cisco. Okay, nice bounce as well for Cisco. This can be your support here. Let's wait. I know I plotted the line here in my previous episode. Let's see if we were actually correct. Okay, so this is actually this can already trigger some more bounce. So it managed to recover right instantaneously, and in yesterday's market performance we managed to close in green. So I feel that we might have more actions to the upside. Okay, so support level right at this range, and then this used to be a resistance here, so we drop to that. Use 40.49 or 40.50 would as your support. Coke. Okay, so I don't feel good with the kind of candlestick that we have here for Coca-Cola. And let us see if it will continue to dip further downwards. But so far, this is the support that I see for Coca-Cola. It is sitting right at the support level, but look at the sentiment overall of the market here. Selling sentiment on a daily chart, 15-minute chart. You already have some buying there. So let us observe if, okay, so let's see that. I think I also drew a, okay, so we plotted exactly at the same area. So it's just sitting at the support level. And let's find out. Okay, so don't get in yet. Normally I would suggest that we wait for a green candlestick to come out to validate a bounce before we get into a stock. But overall, the thought process why we are only reviewing Dow Jones is because these are some of the major companies that we have in the US market, and people from the Philippines and in the other countries, when we try to engage in stocks in the US market, we are not very familiar with which stocks to engage in. So I'd rather we only focus on the top stocks that we have in the US market. And I think we'll never go wrong with engaging in stocks in an index, particularly Dow Jones, because this is also a very popular index. Okay. Disney. For Disney over here managed to bounce, and this could already be at our support level here. Actually, if I may put that a little lower, that is the support area. This is where we drew our line. Okay, from our previous episode, we drew this area here as your previous support. So it dipped a little bit, but before the market closed yesterday, it managed to move up. Okay. So let us use 115 cents for our support level. Overall, yes. Looking at this from this point, so it created a double bottom right here. If you were to look at how your RSI is already performing, it's now moving in an upward direction. So that's a good sign. We might have some more bullish actions for Disney as the market opens today. Dow Dow Chemical. Okay, this could also be a bounce here, right? Let's use this area as our support, just in case the market gives you a chance again at that level. Okay, so that's a good sign that it managed to have a green. Control Z. Okay, so this is actually where we drew the line. Okay, so let's just maintain that and use that as our support. That was the line we drew from our previous episode. Reason being is this used to be your resistance here. And let's see if it will sustain the 31.38, as I feel that we might start higher in today's market. But definitely some people might take profit and give you a chance at around 31.38. XOM. XOM. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. And for those who are first timers here, we are currently reviewing. And I feel that there is still another wave for this stock if you're going to use the Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3. No. So use the one here. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Number 3 here. Then number 4 down here. And then last swing to the upside is number 5. So I think there's one more wave before it actually retraces. And we just came from a retracement or a pullback, and now I think it's triggering some more actions to the upside. Okay, so I feel positive that we might have some more another green candlestick in today's market for XOM. GS. Okay, GS over here, there's a slight overshoot below the MA20 line. However, it actually is sitting currently at the possible support. We drew it right there. Okay, so that is the support, and so far it respected the area where we plotted it. And very obvious hint here is your support formed at that level. Okay, so let's see if we'll have some more movements going up in today's market. Home Depot. Home Depot. Okay, somehow it created a brand new wave here. This might create a brand new support in this area right here. Okay, so this is where we plotted it, and reason for that is you had your previous resistance right at this range, your previous support here, but so far it did not really reach the 210 level. Rather, it somehow created based on the performance in yesterday's market. Most likely, okay, let's try this. Most likely this will now create a brand new support in this level around 216 area. So that is your new support. So we might see some more bullish actions well, in today's market here. So buying sentiment is also present. What about the earnings here? Okay, so at least it's positive. 228, 226. So good earnings there. 216. Okay. IBM. Wow, the internet is kind of slow, so thank you for hanging in there. But you know, when the chart launches, right away you'll see some lines. That was the line, or those were the lines I created in my previous session. So we will see if those analysis were actually correct. So it takes some time before it launches that. So after IBM, you have Intel, and then we proceed to the second page. I'm using CNN Business because I cannot memorize all the stocks in Dow Jones. Okay. Wow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this could still be, if I'm to look at it. Okay, it is still sitting at the possible support that we have plotted. There's a slight, slight overshoot below that, but we're still, it's still, respecting the line that we have plotted as a possible support. So let's just observe. Today could be a decision-making day, right? If it continues to move lower than 120, then that could already mean this stock will most likely continue to move downwards. But so far it managed to sustain at the possible support where we plotted it. So we might have another movement to the upside, something like this. Okay, so we're sitting at the MA20 line right now. Next would be INTC. INTC, I bet I drew it right over here. Let's see. Okay, so probably that was a support area that I plotted, but let me move this one here, as I feel that this now could act as your possible support. Several times this price level was actually hit. Also, if you move backwards here, support over there, and let's disregard this. I feel that it will now bounce. Okay, so that's a possible support that we're looking at. Okay, so just be extra careful when the high or the price level reaches 59 area, because that is your MA20 line, and you know when it touches the MA level, normally you can also experience some sort of a rejection at that area. So there could still be some movements there, and the only condition is it has to break that MA20 line. In the meantime, let's use 56.24 as our support. The next would be Johnson Johnson, JNJ. Okay. I think this price level is already high. Let us see. Okay. We're still sitting at the MA20 line, so let's observe if it will create a brand new high, and this area could be a possible support level. If we have another day just moving within the 146 level, and it continues to give us a green engulfing candlestick. Otherwise, if it starts lower than 146 today, then this could retrace much lower than where it is at right now. The next line, just in case, okay, it drops, next possible drop would be around 136. But let us see, because third day in a row, 146 has been sustained. JPM. All right, looks like the movement is also moving upwards here. So I think this is what we can do here. There. This was the line I created previously, and so far it's just respecting that. There's a slight overshoot, but it's just really considering it, it's just sitting right at that range. And this is also a hammer that when it appears very near your support area, that could already mean a possible change in direction. However, if we now have another, let's say, red candlestick ending outside of this green line, that will be a validation that we're really declining. But if we have green, because there could be a slight variance in my line here, right? Possible. Let's see if it will give us a green, but definitely be extra careful because you're now at the support level of the JPM McDonald's. Okay, another stock sitting at the MA20 line here. And let's wait for my indicators to show up. Okay, so in case it dips further downwards, it will most likely bounce at the previous resistance right here, which is around 168.95. And Let us see if it will, because we're currently just, this could also be an overshoot below the MA20 line, but wait and see. If it moves up, I still would like to reinforce. Okay, it's taking a little while. Okay, there you have it. MRK, I don't feel good for this stock. It triggered the lower Bollinger Band. So that means we might have more movements and more signs of weakness. See that? So I think we should be extra careful, as we might have more bearish actions, especially in today's market. Selling pressure is still on here. So yeah, be extra careful. Not an ideal stock to engage in yet. And Microsoft, MRSFT, sorry, loading. Okay, good job. So we had a green engulfing candlestick in yesterday's market, and it bounced right at the MA20 line. So it respected your MA20. Now another area to conquer here, because we're very, very near your um, resistance. Okay, so the goal here is it has to break the 179 level, so we can say we have a possible breakout play. And in case it moves up higher, then it has to also beat this level 188 or 189 area, because that is the next resistance. Okay, so two possibilities. In case we have some weakness happening in today's market, then it could drop. But sometimes we can also break our resistance, and so you have to watch out for the next possible resistance around 189 level. Nike. Okay, looks like I will not be able to finish everything, because at 9:30 tonight I will talk to you again soon, because we are going to review the Philippine market. Okay, I think this is my last stock for Dow Jones, and catch me again at 9:30, guys. Okay, so it looks like this could also mean a possible bounce for Nike. Okay, so this is the area. Okay, so that is the area we are looking at as our support level. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so in case you would like to engage in the US market, I highly recommend you use eToro. eToro has a very user-friendly platform, and yeah, just try it out. You can even use the virtual money that they have as soon as you create an account there. Right, cool. Catch me again tomorrow. We'll talk about Dow Jones, and we'll also review the Philippine market. In the meantime, catch me at 9:30. I'll be back. I'm going to go live again to talk about it. To talk about the. In the meantime, you have